Okay, bonjour tout le monde, j'espère que vous soyez bien. Hello everybody, and I hope you are all well. In this lesson we are looking at reflexive verbs and the daily routine, so therefore you will need a little bit of understanding of French in order to follow this session. So reflexive verbs are essentially verbs where you physically do the action, okay? So for example, if we have the first one that appears on the screen, so se laver, to wash, you do that action, okay? So therefore, se laver, to wash one's self. At the moment, it's in the infinitive form. So therefore, that means that it hasn't been conjugated, nothing has happened to it. In order to conjugate it, what has to happen is we have to get rid of the se, if we're talking about I wash myself, okay? And so the se changes to me, which is there highlighted in red, you can see, and then we have to change the ending of lave for the regular endings of er verbs. So therefore it would be je me lave. Okay, if you're talking about somebody else, so he washes himself, then it would be il se lave. We wash ourselves would be nous nous lavons. Okay, so you can see that in the reflexive, when conjugating a reflexive verb, you need to make sure that you have je me, il se, nous nous. Okay, if you want to go one step further and use vous, then it would be vous vous, and then if you wanted to do il and elle for they, then it would be se, okay, followed by se, so se. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So essentially what I'd like you to do is to think about, we have some vocabulary coming up on the right hand side of the screen. These are all linked with daily routine. So se lever, se réveiller, se brosser les dents, se coiffer, se maquiller, se doucher, se coucher, se baigner, and s'habiller. The reason why s'habiller is an S apostrophe is because an H in French counts almost like a vowel. So therefore, we don't have two together. So therefore, that's why we get rid of the E, the se, okay, the E, and we replace it with an apostrophe. And in English, en anglais, say, so you can see the translations now appearing on the screen. So to get up, to wake up, to brush teeth, to do hair, to put on makeup, to shower, to go to sleep, to take a bath, and to get dressed. What I'd like you to do, based on what we've talked about on what's on the screen at the moment, could I ask you to think about how to say I wake up? I wake up. And the correct answer would be je, okay, and then we're using se réveiller, so therefore the se would change to me, and then it would just be réveil, so we would drop the R because it's just an E on the end. How would you say he showers? He showers. And the correct answer for that would be we would be using se doucher, to shower, and we would be looking for il, okay, so it would be il, then it would be se, and then douche, so no R on the end, just an E. If you wanted to say she, okay, then you would just replace il, I-L, with elle, which is E-L-L-E. Again, if you wanted to talk about a family member there, so for example, my mum gets up, then you would replace il or elle with the person. So for example, ma mère or mon père, mon frère, ma sœur. Don't forget those little words, for example, older and younger. So we would say mon frère cadet for my younger brother, which would be C-A-D-E-T. But if it's my younger sister, it would be cadette. Okay, so ma sœur cadette, C-A-D-E-T-T-E. Again, if you wanted to talk about somebody older, so my older brother, it would be mon frère aîné, which is A-I-N-E with an accent. And obviously, if you're talking about my older sister, you would need to add an extra E onto the end of that one. Okay, so it'd be A-I-N-E with an accent and an extra E. So how would you say my older sister puts on makeup? My older sister puts on makeup. And the correct answer for that would be ma sœur, so S-O-E-U-R, aîné, A-I-N-E with an accent and an extra E. there needs to be a circumflex accent on the I, so like a looks like a chapeau, really. Okay, so ma sœur aînée, and then se maquille. Okay, so MAQUILL and then E. Okay, so reflexive verbs, we've looked at them in the present tense. Okay, I would expect you at this stage, but when working with reflexive verbs, to add an opinion. So for example, I get up at 7 o'clock and it is early. So je me lève à 7 heures et c'est tôt. So tôt, T-O with a circumflex accent T, which is early, and tard is late, T-A-R-D. You could, if you wanted to, add a time frame at the beginning of your sentence. So for example, every morning, chaque matin, je me lève à 7 heures et c'est tôt. So every morning I get up at 7 o'clock and it is early. So try and make sure that you're adding as much into those sentences as you possibly can. Don't just describe yourself, but describe other people as well. So we've looked at the present tense. We're now going to think about the past tense. So the structure of the past tense works with the auxiliary verb and the past participle. And we use the past tense when we're describing things that have happened. So for example, last night I watched TV. Yesterday morning I ate pancakes. So it's something that has already happened. When you are talking usually in the past tense in French, the auxiliary verbs that you use are either avoir or être, okay, to have or to be. So if you're wanting to say I watched, it would be j'ai, so J apostrophe AI, and then regarder, R-E-G-A-R-D-E with an accent, okay. If you're saying I ate, it would be j'ai mangé. Now, if we're saying, for example, I went, we would use aller, which means to go, and because it involves motion, it would be je suis allé, okay, so therefore we're using être. Always reflexive verbs in the past tense use être, okay, so if you're saying I got up, it's not je m'ai levé or lavé, it's not that at all, okay. If you're wanting to say so the example we're going with is I washed, it's je me suis lavé. Okay, if you're wanting to say he washed, then it would be il, I-L, S-E. Okay, then we've got the correct part of être, which would be E-S-T. However, we cannot have s and a together, so therefore it's S apostrophe E-S-T, and then lave, L-A-V-E with an accent, okay? And obviously if we're talking about she washed, then we need the extra E onto the end there. Again, thinking about your time frame. So for example, hier, yesterday, hier soir, last night, hier matin, yesterday morning, avant-hier, the day before yesterday. Okay, so la semaine dernière. So using those time frames to really expand those sentences in French. So a little bit of practice now to see how much you have understood with what we have been talking about with reflexive verbs and daily routine. So en français, I do my hair and I get dressed. He wakes up and he washes. She showers and puts on makeup. We brush teeth and we go to school by coach. So that's a little bit more difficult, but have a go. Yesterday morning, I got dressed. Okay, je vais lui donner 5 minutes. I will give you 5 minutes to do those activities. Vous avez encore 1 minute, so 1 minute left. Just be careful with exercise number 5, okay, and think about the accuracy with that one. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so I do my hair and I get dressed. So, je me coiffe et je m'habille. Okay, so connected with a, so et, and he wakes up, so il se lève or il se réveille et il se lave. She showers and puts on makeup, so elle se douche et elle se maquille. We brush teeth and we go to school by coach. So, nous brossons les dents et nous voyageons or nous allons au collège en car. And yesterday morning I got dressed. Hier matin, je me suis habillée with an extra E if you are female. So you can see the correct French spellings for those sentences. Okay, well done everybody, bravo, and well done for your work this evening as part of this lesson.